Okay. So KFC turns the Colonel Sanders into an extremely millennial virtual Instagram influencer, and I just got to talk about it with somebody. On this episode of the Pop 100, we talk about KFC and how they tapped into the iconic power of their Colonel to become pop marketing royalty. Or should I say pop marketing royalty? Yeah! Last week, KFC once again took over the pop culture headlines when they released their own virtual Instagram influencer version of Colonel Sanders onto the world. You catching the meta here? They have a made-up character that influences people through his love of all things chicken, portraying a made-up character that influences those through his love of chicken. Over the last few years, the idea of lifestyle Instagram influencers have been on the rise, and with documentaries like Fyre Fest, this concept has sunk even deeper into the broader zeitgeist. This new Insta-Colonel, let's call him Insta-Colonel, comes pre-baked with all those cliché social influencer tropes that we know and love. He cooks with clean ingredients in a spotless kitchen. He has rock-hard abs, talks a lot about the hustle lifestyle of selling chicken and living his passion, uses too many trending hashtags, and even has his own brand-sponsored posts with brands like Old Spice. This idea goes even further by tapping into the trending topic of fake news, deep fakes, and the rise of the virtual influencer. Yeah, it's an actual thing. You know, like little Michaela, who has over 1 million followers over here. The term virtual influencers has danced across dozens of 2019 marketing trend reports over the last 6 months, so it was just begging for somebody to do something with. Yeah, you can see how this idea fits contextually with popular culture, but it's only half of the equation. What about the Colonel? What about this guy? The important question here is, how did KFC take an old Southern white guy and make him relevant again? And probably more important, how does any of this sell any more chicken? In 2015, KFC had problems. Product quality and business was on the decline. Competitors like Chick-fil-A were on the incline and eating directly into KFC's business and profits. Their marketing, kind of similar to McDonald's, had relied too much on trying to mirror their audience and lost its ability to say anything interesting, and had become extremely forgettable. Well, so forgettable that 3 out of 5 millennials hadn't ever even tried KFC. Also, in 2015, KFC hired legendary independent advertising agency Wieden+Kennedy as their agency of record. What WK brought to the table wasn't a new advertising campaign, but something much more valuable. They created a pop marketing engine that could power both advertising, content, and actions over the long haul. And the engine would be powered by the brand treasures that KFC had somehow lost along the way. So first, they'd bring the Colonel back. Second, red and white stripes and the bucket that they're famous for. Third, they would just talk about finger-licking good chicken. And fourth was that 11 secret herbs and spices they were so famous for. These were KFC's secret weapons, the things that have built equity in pop culture for 50, 60 years. You see, they already had a pop culture icon in the Colonel himself. They just needed to unlock the stored energy that lay dormant inside that amazing mustache. This simple yet effective approach started turning the ship around almost immediately. By the end of the first year of the campaign, sales were on the incline, and the millennial trial was up 45%. The ad campaign, it's the one that's still functioning today, is a perfect example of this engine in action. They brought the Colonel back, but they did so by fusing the Colonel persona with different celebrities that would put on famous white suit and string tie. 11 Colonels later, you can see how the engine works. The Colonel can change and evolve whenever needed, becoming almost eternal, always refreshing and becoming new. And now that I think of it, it's not so different from, I can't help it. It's not so different from Doctor Who, whose character persists through many interpretations, always making it their own, while keeping very certain core traits. This year, things have gotten even more meta with a Peter Weller voice RoboCop Colonel, built to protect the secret recipe, and then partnerships with both WWE and DC Comics, creating a jacked-up pro wrestling character and a team of superpowered Colonel Sanders from all over the multiverse. You combine this kind of stuff with something like this new Insta-Colonel, we really begin to see how elastic this idea can become. But KFC's pop marketing engine goes beyond just commercials and advertisements. Within a handful of years, and by using the same focused branding and pop marketing engine, they've quickly mastered the art of earned media through content and actions, or more easily explained by Ferris and Rosie Jacob, through doing cool things and then telling people about it. For example, all of these things have happened in the last year. Well, first they came out with a nail polish that tasted and smelled like chicken. Get it? Finger licking good. They released a tanning lotion that also smelled like chicken. Get it? Crispy, extra crispy skin. They famously only follow 11 people on Twitter, each one of the Spice Girls and 6 guys named Herb. I love that one. They published a romance novel based on Colonel Sanders fan fiction. Seriously? Created an internet escape pod allowing you and your friends a safe space for any Game of Thrones spoilers. Released a chicken-themed online shop full of pop culture goodness around the love of fried chicken, including a Colonel Sanders toozy and these extremely creepy Colonel Sanders Halloween costumes. They paid college tuition to parents that wanted to name their kid Harland, of course, and they put the first chicken in space. Remember, it's not the stunts themselves that are innovative. That's something that a lot of brands can do. With KFC, it's the consistency of those stunts that let us know that it's a strategic part of their pop marketing engine. So marketers, listen up. You may not have hundreds of millions of dollars to spend on your marketing, but no matter what space or size of your brand, there are a couple things you can really learn from KFC's approach. First, focus, man. You don't need to save the world to be relevant. Know what you're known for and then double down. Get it? Double down. Create engines, not campaigns. This is an important one. How many brands do you see that are still hunting down that next campaign, constantly switching and looking for whatever promotion is right in front of them? I hope you dug this dive into KFC's pop marketing strategy. Hit me up with any actions I may have missed or your favorite Colonel moment, if you're on. For more pop marketing goodness, you can subscribe to my channel on YouTube or hit up pop-marketer.com and sign up to my pop marketing newsletter with bi-weekly pop marketing goodness. Thanks so much for spending this time with me. I am, of course, Joe Cox, the Pop Marketer. I will catch you later. Me and the Colonel are going to have a little fun. I don't even know what that means. I mean, it's good chicken. It's like really good chicken.